football team is back home and right where it wants to be, not only in Hawaii, but in the standings as well. 1-0 in WAC play. Coach Mack's club really starting to come together. You got to love how they played against the Bulldogs. The offense, defense, special teams, all scoring against La Tech, making their final trip to Ruston as a conference opponent a memorable one.
I remember in high school when you get those losses, you got that long bus ride home. We didn't want to have that long flight home, that 8-hour flight to think about, what we did wrong. So we came out and played every play like that play was going to win the game.
It's like every game's a championship game for us, you know what I mean? Because when you play in the league, in the WAC league, if you lose, you're pretty much almost done.
Now the Warriors next play at San Jose State on Friday, October 14th. They have a bye upcoming. They then return home to Aloha Stadium for homecoming for the 22nd against New Mexico State. All right.
This was a must-win game because this is a team that I've been concerned about since the schedule came out. But I really appreciate the effort that the team and the coaches put out to win this ball game.
Warriors head coach Greg McMackin pleased with his team's 44-26 victory in their WAC opener over Louisiana Tech last night. Coach Mack has been Mr. October. He's 9-5 during the month, including 6 straight dating back to last season. Welcome to sports. Jemai Webster here with you. In opening up defense of their WAC title, the Warriors were impressive. Scored in all 3 phases of the game. That's offense, defense, and special teams. UH has won 11 of their last 12 WAC games dating back to 2009. This win, just the first step in their quest to repeat as WAC champs.
Now it's like every game's a championship game for us, you know what I mean? Because when you play in the WAC league, if you lose, you're pretty much almost done. We didn't look past this game because we knew this was going to be a tough challenge for us, and now we got to fly up to San Jose in a couple weeks.
Moniz, he's in trouble, throws back in the end zone, caught for the touchdown.
We didn't want to have that long flight home, that 8-hour flight, to think about what we did wrong. So we came out and played every play like that play was going to win the game, when it was the game. So we came out and played hard.
I'm ecstatic right now. I was just focused, I really wanted to win.
Moniz, back shoulder, Pollard, touchdown, 3rd of the game.
After a while, it just kind of clicked. Everything just fell into place. It just had to be done. Someone needed to do it.
Royce Pollard was that guy. Hauled in 7 catches for 177 yards and 3 scores in the first half. Help get things started for the Warriors. They'll take a break from action this week and be back at it on October 14th. It's another road test at San Jose State. The Warriors 3-2, unblemished in conference. Spartans are 2-3, 1-1 in WAC play. UH travels to the West Coast, trying to spoil the Spartans' homecoming.
We had some great efforts by many players. We played as a team. We won as a team. They're really close. They're a family. I think we're at a good point right now.
I hope you're all having a pleasant evening back home from their 44-26 road win versus Louisiana Tech Saturday. UH head football coach Greg McMackin in good spirits today, gushing almost about the inspired play of quarterback Bryant Moniz.
Roll out, Moniz, he's in trouble, throws back in the end zone, caught for the touchdown.
Most guys, when they do that, it's an interception. But with Mo, it's a touchdown. So I'm going, and then it's a touchdown, and nice job.
Moniz, 410 yards, 4 touchdowns. Royce Pollard made 10 catches, 216 yards, 3 TDs. Lots to be happy about. Pick for 6, fumble return for touchdown, and a play that moving forward could turn out to be the play that makes this team stand as one. This play, the second quarter, deflected completion to Justin Clapp. On the back end, a cheap shot delivered to guard Brett Leonard. His teammates, led by center London Sopolu, would have none of that. Coach is good with the 15-yard personal foul penalty.
But when there's guys going after your guy, you got to protect them. You walk away and let him beat that guy up, I don't want any part of that. And that may not be right, or the officials or whoever may think that's not the right attitude, but that's how I've been raised and that's how I coach, and we protect our own. We don't fight, and if we're on a one-on-one, you better walk away. But when a team's going after a knocked-out player, then we have got to protect him. That's just manning up.
Warriors have a bye this week, then back on the road next Friday to play San Jose State. State. After
Coach Mack giving his team, his coaches, and his staff the day off today. Of course, it was well-deserved and well-timed as the Warriors don't play until next Friday. The downtime is going to give them the rest they need to get healthy. This team's really banged up right now. Another thing it's going to help them do, shore up those special teams.
This bye week's perfect timing because we have to do a couple of things. We've had way too many kicks blocked, and we have really got to get deep into that and get the right people in there.
Now the Warriors will have a light maintenance session tomorrow before getting back to practice on Wednesday. Well, the WAC has announced its players of the week, and in football, shockingly, no UH player was selected. Aggies quarterback Matt Christian wins for offense, San Jose linebacker Keith Smith on defense, and Idaho wide receiver Justin Hernandez gets the nod on special teams. All right, little money.
How you doing, everybody? Let's talk sports. In college football, when you're playing bad, you can't wait to get to that bye week. But when you're playing well, the bye week can sometimes get in the way. The UH football team has won 2 straight, including a 44-26 road win over Louisiana Tech Saturday, and doesn't play again until October 14th against San Jose State. Today, Hawaii head coach Greg McMackin talked about maintaining momentum through the week off.
We're playing for the championship, so every game's really important. So we're not going to take a lot of time off. Some guys give them the whole week off, and we're not going to do that. We're going to start tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which is when we normally start. So we're going to go through all of this week till Friday. Then I'm going to give them Saturday and Sunday off, but we're going to have game plan Tuesday on Friday. So we're going to get an extra day of practice, 2 extra days the week before San Jose State. So that's the only way I know how to do it, and you know, I think that's the best plan for us.
Going back to the weekend, there were several strong performances in the Warriors' victory over La Tech, but standing out was certainly the 10-catch, 216-yard, 3-TD exhibition put on by senior receiver Royce Pollard. Pollard, though, did not earn WAC Offensive Player of the Week honors. That went to New Mexico State quarterback Matt Christian, who threw for 296 yards and 4 TDs in a win over New Mexico. Coach Mack was a bit surprised.
Somebody must have really had a good game. I guess the New Mexico State quarterback has had an outstanding game, but that's one of the best receiver efforts that we've had, and we've had great receivers around here. I mean, that catch he made when he was double covered, and he just went up and got the ball, and I mean that was tough. And he makes plays, and he made a lot of them, and I'm just he's my player of the week. He's our team's player of the week. I'll tell you that.
Warriors, now 3-2 overall and 1-0 in the WAC, will next visit San Jose State October 14th. That is a Friday game to accommodate ESPN coverage.
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers making it look easy against the Denver Broncos to stay undefeated on the year. The only other team 4-0 in the league. Rodgers threw for 408 yards. This, one of his 4 touchdowns, goes to Jordy Nelson for 50 yards. 49-23 the final. Former Warrior running back Alex Green had 3 carries for 11 yards in the win, taking this one for 8 to close the game out.
The game was against Louisiana Tech. Not everything went as smoothly for the Warriors as everyone would have liked. It's not a knock against the UH football team, but the officials. Remember this? During the second quarter of the game, it was delayed for 22 minutes. While the refs on the field and the replay officials in the booth discussed ad nauseum whether or not UH had run 5 downs, which they had not. Now today, Conference Commissioner Carl Benson apologizing for the huge blunder. He issued a statement which reads in part, quote, "It was an embarrassment to the WAC, and steps have been taken to prevent something like this from happening again. The instant replay official failed terribly in managing the process," close quote. For the full statement, just go to our website, hawaiinewsnow.com. Besides the gaffe, though, Coach Mack was otherwise pleased with the officiating.
There's some confusion every once in a while, but it got worked out. So I have no complaints. I know that's how I feel about it. I didn't think there was any problem with the officiating.
All right, Coach Mack and the Warriors will get back to practice tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday before taking the weekend off during their bye.
Commissioner Carl Benson issued an apology today to both the University of Hawaii and Louisiana Tech for an excessive 22-minute delay during the second quarter of Saturday's Warriors-Bulldogs football game. It was bonkers. officiating crew got an earful from UH head coach Greg McMacken. He called timeout, was granted it. Replay guys somehow didn't know it, creating confusion about the possibility Hawaii ran 5 plays. Benson called it an embarrassment today, saying the instant replay official failed terribly, especially since the league has a 2-minute rule on replays. La Tech head coach Sonny Dyke said, quote, "They did surgery with a chainsaw trying to get the call right," end quote. Warriors with a bye this week, then back on the road to play San Jose State. That game's next Friday.
So that was the other McMacken. We've been seeing the happy McMacken this week.
He wasn't happy in the second quarter of the football game. No, I don't blame him.
So how in the world did that happen then? How could that possibly happen? 22 minutes.
See, Hawaii called timeout.
That's
they ran a play. The guy upstairs didn't know they ran a play, so he thought they ran 5 plays instead of 4.
Can you imagine the confusion in